All right, here's a quick walk around of version 2. This wheelchair has a 100 amp speed controller, 100 amps per channel. It has 4-pole quantum motors, which apparently are really good. If you've noticed, we flipped the hubs over, so you've got plenty of clearance. And these are some serious off-road tires. These tires you want to inflate to about 5 to 10 psi, probably 10 psi. Don't go over 20 psi. The tire itself says don't go over 20 psi. I've changed the springs and shock absorbers on this so it's much lighter weight. You can see we have a full active suspension now. Your seat base is still off of that original wheelchair, but it was so strong, it was easy to mate onto this base of the new chair, and it's pretty darn strong. I've added something here. This is so if you bonk something with your controller, it won't crack it in half. It'll just kind of go off to the side. If you want to adjust your chair, you got your pillow here, and this thing will slide up and down. Or you can just take it out. If you don't like it, just take it out. No big deal. The arms, each one of the arms flip up, back, and out of the way. So if you need to get off the side, you're golden. The seat is just like a car seat, like a race car seat, so you pull it up to make it go, and then you pull it up and push the whole seat back to make it recline. That's not reclined all the way, but it'll go farther. So there you go. On the back side, we've got some pretty neat things. I've hung your seatbelt here. I got a little crazy on it tonight. There's a little bit of dirt that I've got to get wiped off, but I found out that this will do at least 5 or 6 inches of snow or mud and not get stuck with a big adult on it, so you should be pretty good to go. The main battery plug is right here. This is the main shutoff. If you ever need to shut it off in a hurry, in an emergency, that's it. It only goes in one way. If you need to pull the batteries out, there's a couple pins down here. It's like the hood of a 70s car. So we pull these 2 pins out, and then the battery tray slides out. And this tray will slide all the way out and drop on the floor. So just pull it out until it starts to detent stop. If you want to get it all the way out, just give it a good yank. I'm not going to do that because both those batteries together, I think, are, what are they, 100 pounds? We're working on some new battery technology, but not today. Oh boy. Make sure these pins go back in the holes. Make sure they go back in the holes and they're all the way down. And the battery tray won't slide out. If you need to move it around and it won't move around, these are the lockout levers. Give them a good tug. Sometimes they don't disengage. You got to rock the wheel back and forth. So now the whole chair will spin around and move around, no problem. Before you turn it back on, make sure these levers are depressed back to where they're supposed to be. Let's see. This side flips up. On the front, I took the front off of a different chair and I welded you up a custom mount here. So you notice there's some screws here, screw holes here. There's a bolt that goes through. You can adjust the height up and down. I believe it's at its lowest point right now. Let's see. You can flip it up. See how low it'll go. Also reinforce that. There's an adjuster Allen head. Screw that thing in. It'll make this board stick up more. Or screw it out and it'll let it go down. Yeah. Let's see. Let's talk about the electronics. So, if you want to turn it on, you push it up once. Now you'll notice there's a knob that's missing on this side. I purposely have it off. I didn't want to put it back on because this is your speed control knob. And if you'll notice, your hand here, your hand likes to rest here. It's nice to be able to adjust that speed, but it's also easy to accidentally bump it and go super fast accidentally. So if you need to turn it, turn the speed with your fingers and set it at one speed and just be good with it. That way you're not adjusting speed while you're driving at the same time. It gets a little weird. A lot of things to do at once. Here's your horn. If you want to go into different programming modes, so the chair is programmed to run different ways. And down here, P1 is program 1. If you push up on the on button, notice it goes down to P2. One more, goes into P3. One more, goes into P4. P4 is super mode. It's like the fastest it'll go, the most torque it'll go, fastest acceleration it'll go. We might be able to get more if I had a programmer for this thing to be able to hack into it, but for now, that's what it is. I've had it up to 5 miles an hour by the speedometer, but because I changed the diameter of the wheels, I think I was up to about 8 miles an hour. So that's good to know. There are some menus here. If you press this green button, it'll go into menus. You navigate by going to the side, down. This way goes into the menu. This way goes out of the menu. And then when you're at the root, hit the menu key again, and you're good to go. Let's see, what else do we have? To turn it off, just bump that switch down. It'll turn off. I want you to notice something when I turn this on. There's a warning that will come up, and that's because I removed about 180 pounds worth of adjustable chair on the top of this thing. I'm saving the adjustable chair, but there's no real reason to have it right now, so it's just extra weight. And when I turn it on, it'll complain for just one moment. Let's see. Maybe we try to move the chair. See if it complains. Yep, there we go. It says, warning, actuator module. And it'll just go away on its own. You don't have to worry about it. It doesn't inhibit the behavior of the chair. And that's it. So let me boost the speed up here. Max speed. And let's go to P4. 2, 3, 4. Make sure we're at. and let's go. Ooh. Whew. I highly recommend any adult to try out this chair first on mode 4. Mode 4 you really only want to use outdoors with a lot of space and not big bumps or jumps, because you might be able to hurt yourself and roll this thing. Inside a house, I would use P1. 2 and 3 are just kind of personal preference. 3 doesn't scare me as bad. And you'll probably get better battery life. Now let's talk about batteries. Let me get you back to the charger. Okay, this is your charger. Your charger has some buttons on here or lights on here to show you how it's charged. This is a high current charger. It'll make the battery charge up faster. We could make it charge up super fast, but let's just stick to the highest that's available on the market. So, what you want to do, turn it off. And you'll notice up here, let's see if we can get the light to work. There we go. There is a 3-hole charger. It's actually got 5 because there's some extra programming holes for this model. But basically, these 3 little dots go to those 3 little dots. And you plug it in. Okay. And let me plug it into a wall. And I can show you what it does. Hopefully. Oh, hold on a minute. Okay. So now we got here. You'll hear some noises. It's on. It's going to show that it's 30% of capacity. And just let it charge. What's really critical is you don't let this battery sit for more than 3 or 4 days without being charged. A lot of the things that kill these AGM batteries, and each one of them are $250, and they're a Group 24 AGM glass mat battery, specifically for chairs, and they're really good, but they're also kind of touchy where if you abandon your wheelchair and you forget about it for a month or 2 or 3, it's very likely that the battery will be so flattened, it's going to take a lot of trickery on my part to get it resurrected, and then it might not ever come back. So if you can, put this thing on the charger. It's important. So I hope you have fun on this thing. I want to wish you a happy birthday. It was a blast for me to build it, and it was a lot of fun for me to ride it tonight. Yeah, I was jumping stuff. Seriously, it's fast. I want you to take care, and I want you to use your head, and I really would like you to wear a helmet, but that's your own choice. But be careful around your friends, around your family members, because running over somebody's foot on this thing hurts. I kind of got out of control, and when I was trying to park this, I was standing beside it, and I rolled over my foot, and it did not feel good at all. But yeah, this thing here is kind of like a bumper. It's extra heavy duty, and the mounts on it are strong enough where it can take a good blow. I wanted to make sure you didn't have the wheelchair style bar going down the side and then the wibbly wobbly footrests, because if they take a hit on the side, it would just crash in and didn't have much strength. So this should be pretty good. It looks like it's still underneath 29 inches, so it's still ADA compliant. You should be able to get this on any type of transport with no problem. So that's it. Hope you have fun. Oh yeah, if you don't like the shotgun handle, I'm including an extra handle, but it's kind of sentimental on there. So have fun.